You've probably noticed it. More and more men are walking alone these days. They go to work, come home, train at the gym, scroll through their phones. And when the night falls, there's no one waiting. But they don't seem broken. Some even look free, detached, calm, unbothered. And yet, behind that calm lies something deeper, something darker. This is not just a trend. It's a quiet revolution of solitude, built on scars, realizations, and philosophies older than empires. Today, we'll explore 8 dark reasons why men choose to stay single through the lens of Stoic philosophy, the art of mastering one's mind and finding peace in a world that thrives on noise. Reason 1. The fear of losing freedom. You were born free, but the moment you start depending on someone for your sense of worth, that freedom begins to fade. Epictetus once said, "Freedom is the only worthy goal in life. It is won by disregarding things that lie beyond our control." Modern men understand this, often through pain. They've seen what happens when freedom is traded for attachment, when love becomes control and care becomes surveillance. He begins to censor himself. He starts to think twice before speaking, walking, even dreaming. He learns to please rather than to live. So when men stay single, it's not always because they hate relationships. It's because they fear the slow erosion of their inner liberty, the kind that Stoics valued above all else. They prefer the silence of their own company over the noise of conditional affection. A Stoic man asks, "Is my peace worth someone else's approval?" And often the answer is no. Reason 2. The cost of emotional betrayal. Betrayal doesn't always come as a dagger. Sometimes it comes as indifference. In a world where loyalty is often treated as disposable, many men have learned that opening their hearts can be a dangerous gamble. They've been used, ghosted, lied to, or replaced without closure. Marcus Aurelius once reminded himself, "When you wake up in the morning, tell yourself, the people I deal with today will be meddling, ungrateful, arrogant, deceitful." He wasn't being cynical. He was preparing his soul. Modern men have learned to do the same. They expect betrayal not to hate, but to remain unshaken when it arrives. And after the 3rd or 4th heartbreak, something inside hardens. They start choosing solitude not as escape, but as armor. You see, a Stoic doesn't avoid pain. He learns from it. And men who stay single often aren't running from love. They're simply done offering their vulnerability to those who treat it cheaply. They would rather face loneliness than the slow death of being unappreciated. Reason 3. The weight of modern expectations. Once upon a time, a man's worth was measured by his integrity, his courage, his character. Today, it's measured by his bank balance, his looks, his ability to provide emotional therapy while never showing emotion himself. This is the paradox of modern relationships. Men are told to be vulnerable, but judge the moment they are. Told to provide, but mocked when they break under pressure. So many men simply stop trying to please. Seneca once wrote, "He who is brave is free." Freedom here means freedom from societal pressure, from being forced to act like someone you're not. When a man walks alone, it's often an act of rebellion. He refuses to be another product of social expectations. It's clarity. He chooses to live by his own values. He's not against love, he's against losing himself in order to be loved. Reason 4. The peace found in solitude. There's something sacred about solitude. It strips you of illusions, about others, about yourself. It's in solitude that a man meets his true nature. Marcus Aurelius often wrote in his private journals, "Nowhere can man find a quieter or more untroubled retreat than in his own soul." When a man learns to enjoy his own company, the noise of the world fades. He no longer chases validation. He no longer needs constant reassurance. He becomes self-contained, not cold, but calm. Men who stay single often discover that peace in solitude feels better than chaos in companionship. Their rooms may be quiet, but their minds are alive. They build, they learn, they grow. And in that growth, they find a new kind of relationship, one with themselves, a Stoic relationship, where reason guides emotion and peace replaces need. Reason 5, the distrust of modern love. We live in an age where affection has been commercialized and love is often a performance. Apps, filters, algorithms, all designed to simulate connection while avoiding vulnerability. Many men have realized this, the game, the scripts, the constant pretending, and they've chosen to walk away. Epictetus said, "If you want to improve, be content to be thought foolish and stupid." In today's dating culture, a man who doesn't play the game, who doesn't chase endlessly, is often seen as strange or broken. But the Stoic man doesn't care for opinions. He cares for truth. He knows that love born from illusion will always end in disillusionment. He knows that genuine connection cannot grow in a soil of performance and pretense. So he opts out. Not because he despises love, but because he refuses to participate in its imitation. He waits silently for something real, or stays at peace in its absence. Reason 6, the burden of unhealed trauma. Behind every strong, silent man is often a story untold. Abandonment, rejection, humiliation, loss. Many men have carried these wounds since youth, wounds no one asked about. Society rarely teaches men to heal. It teaches them to suppress, to man up, to move on, to stay silent. But suppressed pain doesn't vanish, it hardens. And for many, relationships only reopen old wounds. So they stay single, not because they're incapable of love, but because they're still learning to love themselves without pain attached. Stoicism teaches that pain is inevitable, but suffering is a choice. The wise man does not run from pain. He studies it, transforms it, rises above it. A man who stays single may simply be walking the Stoic path of self-healing, rebuilding what was broken, not in haste but in silence. He understands that a heart unhealed can only wound others, so he chooses to heal first, even if it means walking alone. Reason 7, the power of purpose over pleasure. Every Stoic, from Marcus Aurelius to Seneca, warned against being a slave to pleasure. Seneca said, "It is not that we have a short time to live, but that we waste much of it." Modern men are beginning to realize how much time, energy, and focus are lost in chasing validation, temporary excitement, or relationships without meaning. Instead, they turn inward. They find purpose in their craft, in discipline, in silence. They begin to live like soldiers of the mind, focused, detached, grounded. It's not that they hate intimacy. They've simply found something deeper, fulfillment in purpose. When a man wakes up driven by meaning rather than emotion, he becomes unbreakable. He no longer seeks someone to complete him, because he's already whole. This is a dark reason, not because it's painful, but because it reveals a truth society avoids. Most people would rather be distracted than disciplined. But a Stoic man chooses discipline, and with it, a form of lonely greatness. Reason 8, the realization that peace is priceless. At some point, every man comes to a silent realization that nothing is worth his peace of mind. Not love, not status, not companionship. Marcus Aurelius wrote, "You have power over your mind, not outside events." Realize this, and you will find strength. A man who stays single by choice has learned this. He understands that peace is not found in others, it's protected within. He no longer needs validation to feel worthy. He no longer fears loneliness, he respects it. He has become the rarest kind of man, one who is free from need. That freedom is not coldness, it's serenity, a Stoic calm born from knowing that nothing external can add or subtract from his worth. Such a man can love deeply if he chooses, but he does not depend. He can walk alone, not because he hates company, but because he has befriended silence. he has learned the greatest Stoic truth. Peace is not the absence of people, it's the presence of wisdom. Final reflection. Maybe you see yourself in some of these reasons. Maybe you've walked through betrayal, lost yourself in expectation, or simply found peace in solitude. Understand this. Choosing to stay single doesn't make you broken. It might mean you've simply seen through the illusions that once controlled you. The Stoics believed that the highest good is living according to nature. And for some men, that nature demands solitude, time to rebuild, to think, to evolve. Love, if it comes, will come not as a cure, but as a choice, not from desperation, but from peace. Until then, stay still, stay disciplined, stay true. As Marcus Aurelius wrote, waste no more time arguing about what a good man should be. Be one. And sometimes being that man means walking the path alone, not because it's easy, but because it's right. This is the Stoic path, not of coldness, but of clarity, not of isolation, but of independence. The world will not understand it, but peace needs no audience.